So we've got NFP Thursday, already expected to be low probability, so going for a scalp here off of external to internal range within discount. So you'd be your bias at liquidity sweep to discount of the dealing range, and I'm taking the most current dealing range would be from the 830 low up to this high. So I guess we can drag this a little bit further in. Got this obvious larger imbalance here that I'm looking for price to respect. I've got a tiny breaker over here too, which we're fine with it trading a little bit further up into premium. Edge a little bit quick just in case we want to run aggressively to catch up with ES and YM. We've got SMT divergence pretty clearly over here. Watching this imbalance as well. Same thing over here, basically. Dealing range high to low. We've got discount targeting over here. Stop in a pretty safe area, I would say, as you run up into premium. But really, yeah, we have everything already. Like if I go to the 15-minute chart, sweeps above would be your external consolidation sweep, right? So external here to now internal and discount. So your standard buy side ERL to discount IRL, and also a market maker sell model in the process. Just using one contract, tiny execution in here. Not just looking for 20, I do want to reach it into discount just for the framework idea. Going to be hands off, no moving stop, no moving take profit, just letting it ride. I do want to hopefully see this reach going into 10 o'clock, going into macro time. The framework is there, 830 putting in the low, 935-ish putting in the high, which is within the zones you want to be put. So that's why I don't think it'll reach down for this external range, although the consolidation down here is nice. I don't think we'll reach all the way down there. Be unlikely. The higher time frames are also trading within these highs from previous week, relative equal highs from lunch and London. And we're trading up into this imbalance over here that technically is a reclaim for value gap, but we've got no retracement yet since 830. This dip into the IRL here trades up into ERL. We haven't had a retracement since then, so that's I'm kind of anticipating this leg now being used as a retracement leg. A little bit early going into 945 or into 950, but we're allowing, or at least I'm allowing for it to continue to move since we had the breaker in here confirmed. The major IRL is down here in the form of a 15-minute fair value gap and discount. I have that annotated just in case we want to run all the way down there. That would be the full completed model, because typically you're looking for IRL on the 15-minute or hourly charts. So I also do think it needs to hit there. I don't need it to run all the way, especially when we're NFP protocol. We don't need to demand precision in any sense. This is a nice little, 30-ish points? Yeah, 32 points. We have a tiny imbalance in here that can hold price up. We also are trading within this one. If you close below, it's fine. Which, I mean, that's good. But then you could use it as inversion. But this gap in here is really the only other one I can see that may cause a problem. I would like to see this order block here hold. I'm actually going to move this to the right side. This gap up here, excuse me, is too far into premium. So while I do think it'll reach it, the dealing range present, I wouldn't consider that a discount. There's not a clear consolidation in here on the 1 minute or the 5-minute chart. If there was OG consolidation on here on the 5, and we had this larger 15-minute hourly imbalance below us, then sure, I would take it off right there. But the dealing range clearly, to me, I mean, you could even pull it from the 802 low, and that would even put it even further. Approaching the macro time, we're allowing for it to run back up into the SIBI, this one right here, and take stops, turtle soup kind of action right at 10 o'clock maybe. But I would prefer if it actually just displaced again, created a fair value gap, and we could trade that, and it uses that into the rest of the macro time as a silver bullet continuation. You can see the SMT there. And Lime is dumping off aggressively down into discount. Looking good. That should lead the pack lower. 2 minute looking great. Holding that breaker almost perfectly. Right in here. Kind of slowing down around this order block. Do need to close. Shoot aggressively below that. 953 should create a spike lower. Or that works too. 953, 954 normally has an entry point, so that's just a specific time I wanted to see it hit by. And this will be a one and done type of scenario. I mean, for an NFP Thursday, this is pretty solid. Like, I don't know if you can ask more than that. Like, I'm not expecting anything later on today, but oh, see if you can reach a little bit further into discount there. I don't think it tagged it yet. Let's just make sure. Yep, still hasn't tagged it there, and still hasn't tagged it on this one either. What's the price level on this actually? 0.25. Move this up one tick. Oops. There we go. Now we're right on discount. Missed it there by a tick. I am going to trim stop to the breaker. No, I said I wouldn't, but there's really no point for it to run all the way back above the breaker. I might as well manage risk properly. I'd like to see this gap it's bouncing into right now be used as inversion. Since it is not in discount of that current daily range between the order block, between this high and this low, we can allow for it to trade a little bit further up into maybe this old selling point. Here is 954 lining up with this fair value gap, IFEG, and this SIBI in here. Extend that out with the old selling. So I need to just run one tick below this low. This low right here is at 0.75. Actually, sorry, 2 ticks below that. And if we can close below this candle range here and use that as an order block, that's a high probability order block. High probability order blocks are going to always be paired with a fair value gap, either an inversion gap or creates one like this. So this is a high probability order block over here. And especially if we're filling an order block, or sorry, filling an inversion fair value gap and we have a drawn liquidity that's the other way, all of these ones are going to be really strong as price then dips away and maybe returns back up to that level. It likes to hold those very well. Just like in here, how we're holding this, we're filling this fair value gap, trades away, this becomes a high probability order block. Just like how this is a breaker as well, but it's also paired up with the fair value gap. So order blocks are always going to be paired with gaps in a sense. That makes them high probability. Okay, nobody's still staying within that IFEG randomly. I really would like it to see it leave this IFEG to the downside in the next 2 minutes or so, 3 minutes. I don't want it to continue to consolidate within here. Like preferably by 10 o'clock, it's left and hits to take profit. So that lower IRL, this one right here, is technically the draw on liquidity. So it's going to be a higher time frame. So this is from the 50-minute chart. Draw on liquidity down here. That's why we're allowing for a rundown into here, but we don't need the entire move. So really, I would like to see this candle print now below the IFG and below this SIBI here. Print and close. Looking good so far. Taps the balance one last time. I want to see it pierce through. There's your closure below. Looking good. Can move this now to break even. A little bit further in. Putting it at around mean threshold. Now put it right here. Mean threshold of the order block. And there is your full entry there. Execution. Short to take profit, and magically it holds a bunch of random stuff that isn't algorithmically coded into the price. All the buying pressure stopped right here, and the sellers really kicked in right there at 957, right when we wanted it to, and reaches right into the target. Glad the Goldman Sachs boys could help us out on that one. I'll make sure to post this up later today. So if you enjoyed it, like and subscribe, and I would greatly appreciate that. And until I see you next time, stay safe.